In a world where ordinary change hides extraordinary secrets, where every coin in your pocket could whisper a story worth millions, where history, metal, and mystery collide, there lies a small circle of silver and nickel that has defied time. Collectors across the United States have searched for decades, hoping to uncover that one hidden gem that turns a common coin into a priceless treasure. From the year 1973 to 1994, the Jefferson Nickel has carried more than just a portrait. It has carried mysteries, errors, and miracles of minting that only a few eyes ever recognized. Imagine finding one in your old drawer, in a forgotten box, or in your childhood piggy bank without knowing that this tiny coin could change everything. Stay close, because what you are about to discover will open your eyes to the secret life of the Jefferson Nickel and why three of them have shocked the numismatic world forever. This is World Rare Coin, where every story spins on the edge of history, and every coin has a secret waiting to be found. The year was 1973. America was changing, the economy was uncertain, and yet deep within the minting presses of the United States, a small coin was being struck, unnoticed by the world. A coin that would one day become a treasure of dreams. The Jefferson Nickel, bearing the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, his calm gaze looking left, his legacy carved into metal. But within the vast production of these coins, a few were created unlike any other. A few held secrets, microscopic details, and minting irregularities that would later astonish experts and collectors alike. The 1973 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that most Americans have handled without a second thought, could now be worth up to $6 million. When found in the perfect condition and with the right errors, its story begins in Philadelphia, where millions of nickels were minted. But some came out of the presses slightly off-center, some with rare die cracks, and others with an exceptionally strong strike that revealed every detail of Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello building on the reverse. To a trained numismatist, such differences mean everything. In numismatics, condition is king. A coin's worth is determined by its state of preservation, and grading agencies like PCGs and NGC have set the standard for measuring that quality. A 1973 Jefferson Nickel graded mint state 65 or higher can already fetch impressive sums. But when a coin reaches the top grades, mint state 69 or proof 70, its rarity skyrockets. Collectors fight fiercely for those examples, and auction houses witness bidding wars that can turn an ordinary nickel into a financial miracle. But why, you may ask, would a simple 5-cent coin be worth millions? The answer lies in rarity, perfection, and history. Most 1973 nickels circulated heavily, their surfaces worn, scratched, and dulled by years of exchange, yet a handful, preserved in pristine condition straight from the mint, untouched by time, still gleam as if freshly struck yesterday. Those are the coins that catch the attention of serious investors, those who understand that coins are not just metal. They are artifacts of human history. The 1973 Jefferson Nickel has a standard weight of 5 grams, a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.95 millimeters, made primarily of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its composition is simple, yet its potential value is extraordinary. Collectors often use magnification tools to study the fine details of the coin's design, the sharpness of Jefferson's hair, the clarity of the word liberty, and the definition of the Monticello steps all reveal how well the coin was struck. When these elements are perfectly crisp, they indicate a full strike, which dramatically increases desirability. The luster, or the way light dances on the surface, is another crucial factor. A coin with original mint luster untouched by human hands can bring unimaginable prices. But it's not only condition that makes the 1973 Jefferson Nickel special. There are also rare varieties and mint errors that elevate its value into the millions. Some have been found with a double-die obverse, where Jefferson's profile and the inscriptions show faint but visible doubling under magnification. Others were struck on the wrong planche. meaning the blank metal disc intended for another denomination was mistakenly used, creating an anomaly that collectors pay fortunes to own. Error coins like these are authenticated by professional graders, documented with serial numbers, and sealed in tamper-proof holders by companies such as PCGs, NGC, or NAX. Once encapsulated, the coin's grade and details are permanently recorded, ensuring its authenticity and protection. As numismatics grew in America, more collectors realized that modern-era coins like the 1973 nickel could hold hidden gems. The United States Mint produced millions, yet quality control, inconsistencies, and machine wear during the minting process created a handful of unique survivors. To this day, new examples continue to emerge from old collections, estate sales, and forgotten rolls stored in basements. Stories have surfaced of people discovering these rare coins in pocket change, in inherited boxes, or even in old jars that had been sealed for decades. One famous collector shared how he found a pristine 1973 nickel while sorting through uncirculated rolls. He had the coin graded by PCGs, and when it came back as Misset 69 with full steps, the value estimate shocked even seasoned experts. Full steps, in particular, is a grading term every serious Jefferson Nickel collector knows. It refers to the clear visibility of the steps on Monticello's front. If the coin displays 5 or 6 complete steps with no breaks, it earns the prestigious full steps designation, which can multiply its value many times over. For the 1973 issue, coins with full steps are exceedingly rare, which is why they often command astronomical prices when auctioned. Professional collectors hunt for them relentlessly, because each represents the pinnacle of minting precision and preservation. Now imagine holding one in your hand, knowing it survived half a century without a single scratch, that it escaped circulation and remained untouched by time. The thrill of such a find cannot be described. It's not just the metal that has value, it's the history, the craftsmanship, and the chance discovery that transforms a common nickel into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And that's exactly why collectors across America are revisiting their old jars, their coin rolls, and their inherited boxes, hoping to find that elusive 1973 Jefferson nickel that could change their lives. As more collectors explore the world of numismatics, they quickly learn that grading is not just about beauty. It is about precision. The smallest detail, a single faint mark, or a barely visible scratch, can lower a grade by a full point, and that small drop can cost thousands, sometimes millions, in market value. The 1973 Jefferson Nickel's journey from pocket change to multi-million-dollar treasure depends entirely on this process. When a collector submits a coin to PCGs or NGC, it is carefully cleaned of debris but never polished, examined under magnification, and judged according to strict criteria. The coin is evaluated for strike sharpness, surface quality, and eye appeal, a term used by professionals to describe the coin's visual attractiveness. Coins with perfect surfaces, intense luster, and strong definition often receive the coveted top grades, and those grades open doors to astronomical values at auction. Auction houses like Heritage, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections have handled countless rare nickels. But the 1973 issue stands apart because of its unique scarcity and high-grade form. While billions of nickels have circulated across the United States, only a few hundred of the 1973s are believed to remain in top mint state condition, and even fewer bear the full steps designation. This scarcity has ignited fierce bidding among advanced collectors who seek completeness in their Jefferson nickel sets. Completing a full set from 1938 to present with every coin in full steps condition is considered a monumental achievement, one that often takes decades and deep dedication. For the beginner collector watching this video, understanding how to evaluate condition is key. Take your nickel under bright light, tilt it slowly, and observe how the light reflects off the surface. If you see uninterrupted cartwheel luster, no signs of wear on Jefferson's cheek or hair, and clear definition in the lettering, you might have something special. If the steps of Monticello are visible and distinct, your coin could be a potential full steps candidate. Such coins should never be cleaned or touched directly. Always handle them by the edges using cotton gloves. Oils and dirt from fingers can permanently damage the surface, reducing grade and value instantly. Numismatic professionals recommend placing coins in mylar flips or acid-free holders for storage until you are ready to have them graded. The weight of the 1973 nickel, as mentioned earlier, should be around 5 grams. Small variations are possible due to mint tolerances, but significant differences may indicate an error strike or wrong plancher issue. These are the kinds of details that excite professional graders, because they represent genuine anomalies in mint production. For instance, if a 1973 nickel was accidentally struck on a plancher meant for a penny or dime, its value could soar. One such example, verified by NGC, sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Because errors tell a unique story about minting history. They reflect human oversight in a process expected to be perfect. And collectors love imperfections that survived official scrutiny. In the world of coin collecting, authenticity is everything. The market is full of counterfeits and altered coins, so verification by PCGs, NGC, or ANAX is essential. These companies not only grade, but also authenticate every piece they encapsulate. Once a coin is certified, it receives a unique identification number that can be checked online. This ensures transparency and protects both buyers and sellers. So if you find what you believe could be a rare 1973 Jefferson nickel, the smartest move is to have it graded and authenticated before attempting to sell. And where can you sell such treasures? Serious collectors in the United States often turn to reputable auction platforms. Heritage Auctions remains one of the top destinations for high-end numismatic pieces, followed closely by Stack's Bowers Galleries. Both companies have strong ties with PCGs and NGC and handle millions of dollars in rare coin sales each year. Online platforms like eBay can also be used, but only for graded and certified coins, because buyers there rely on slab numbers for confidence. If you want maximum exposure, consider consignment with a major auction house. They handle marketing, photography, and bidder verification, ensuring your coin reaches the right audience of serious investors. The $6 million valuation that has been associated with the rarest 1973 Jefferson nickel did not appear overnight. It evolved through years of collecting, research, and discovery. Early examples found in pristine condition during the late 20th century set record prices, which encouraged more collectors to seek perfection. Over time, the legend of the 1973 nickel grew, and as the population of high-grade examples remained tiny, demand surged. When demand rises and supply stays fixed, value follows. This is basic economics. But in the numismatic world, emotion also plays a massive role. Collectors are not just buying metal. They are buying history, beauty, and the thrill of owning something almost no one else possesses. There is also the historical significance of the Jefferson Nickel series, first introduced in 1938. It replaced the Buffalo nickel and has been in continuous production ever since. Its longevity and consistency make it one of America's most familiar coins. Yet within that familiarity lies mystery, subtle design changes, and rare minting errors. The 1973 edition was part of that long tradition, struck during a time of transition and uncertainty in American minting. Technology was improving, but machine wear still caused irregularities, making each year's production slightly different. These nuances are what make the series so fascinating to numismatists. For the dedicated coin hunter, searching for a rare 1973 nickel can be both educational and thrilling. It teaches patience, attention to detail, and respect for craftsmanship. Every time you examine a coin, you become part of a tradition stretching back centuries. When ancient collectors in Rome and Greece cherished rare coins as symbols of culture and power, the modern collector continues that legacy, guided by passion and curiosity. Numismatics connects us with history in a tangible way. A small object that has passed through countless hands still carries the stories of those who used it. The idea that one of those tiny coins could now hold a value of $6 million reminds us that treasure often hides in plain sight. The community of collectors is strong, supportive, and always eager to share knowledge. Online forums like CoinTalk or the PCG's message boards are full of stories from people who discovered valuable coins through sheer persistence. Social media has expanded this even further, creating spaces where discoveries go viral overnight. Imagine posting a photo of a coin from your childhood savings jar and waking up to experts telling you it could be worth millions. That is not just luck, it is awareness, learning what to look for, and understanding why certain coins matter. That is what channels like World Rare Coin aim to teach, empowering viewers with real numismatic knowledge while keeping the thrill alive. So if you are holding a handful of nickels right now, take a closer look. Perhaps among them lies the 1973 Jefferson Nickel that could change everything. Look for those fine details. Examine the luster. Check for full steps. Search for errors. And if your heart tells you it looks different, trust your instincts. Because that curiosity is what leads to discovery. And discovery is what defines this hobby. The joy of finding something extraordinary in the ordinary. That is the magic of coin collecting as we close this chapter. Remember that the 1973 Jefferson Nickel is more than metal. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and for a lucky few, a key to unimaginable fortune. So keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a small coin. This is World Rare Coin, reminding you that every piece of change has a story, and sometimes that story can be worth millions. If you love discovering rare treasures, make sure to like this video, leave a comment about your favorite find, and subscribe for the next chapter, because the next Jefferson Nickel we explore will make this story even more incredible. The year was 1981. America was pulsing with change. Technology was rising, the economy was uncertain, and yet the United States Mint continued its mission of precision and tradition. Deep inside the Denver Mint, presses thundered as countless coins were born. Among them was a small, seemingly ordinary piece of metal, the 1981 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that most people never noticed, a coin that passed through millions of hands without a thought. But within that ocean of nickels, a few, perhaps only a handful, were unlike any others. They held a secret, a flaw, a perfection so rare that decades later, collectors would pay millions to possess them. This is the story of the 1981 Jefferson Nickel, a 5-cent coin that became a numismatic legend. Its design was familiar, the face of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, calm, wise, etched in copper and nickel, the elegant Monticello building on the reverse, representing history and architecture. The coin's specifications remained standard, a weight of 5 grams, a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.95 millimeters. Its composition 75% copper and 25% nickel, a blend that gave it strength and that unmistakable silver hue. Yet what made certain examples of the 1981 nickel stand apart was not the metal, but the perfection of the strike, the precision of the details, and the conditions in which they were preserved at the Denver Mint, identified by the small letter D beneath Jefferson's portrait. Machines work tirelessly to meet the nation's coin demand, but no machine is perfect, and no minting year is free from variation. Coins struck early in the production cycle often came out sharper, more detailed as the dies were fresh. Later strikes lost definition, creating subtle but critical differences. Professional graders know these subtleties define value, and so the few surviving examples from 1981 that show full strike brilliance, clear steps on Monticello, and unbroken luster have become legendary. Numismatics teaches us that condition and rarity move hand in hand. A 1981 Jefferson Nickel graded by PCGs or NGC as Mint State 69 or Proof 70 with full steps is an impossible find. Yet a few exist, locked away in collections, sealed in holders, and insured for millions. The record value for one of these coins reached $14 million, shocking even seasoned collectors. This price was not only for metal, it was for perfection, for history, for the unthinkable survival of a flawless coin through decades of circulation and change. To understand why such a coin holds this value, we must look at how grading works. The Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGs, and the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, evaluate every aspect of a coin's surface under magnification. They look for hairline scratches, bag marks, weak strikes, and any sign of wear. Each imperfection lowers the grade. The difference between Miss 68 and Miss 69 may not be visible to an untrained eye. Yet to collectors it means the difference between thousands and millions. The 1981 D nickel, when it reaches that top tier of perfection, joins a class of coins so small, so elite, that owning one is like holding a crown jewel of American minting. But what else makes this coin fascinating is its history. The year 1981 marked the final stretch before major changes at the United States Mint. Technology was evolving. Die making was improving. Yet this period still produced mechanical errors. Some 1981 D nickels show double die reverses, where the word Monticello or 5 cents appears faintly doubled. Others show off-center strikes where the design shifted slightly during minting, and a rare few were struck on wrong planchets meant for other denominations. These anomalies are the holy grail of error collectors, authenticated by PCGs and NGC, often with provenance, tracing back to original rolls or bags distributed from the Denver Mint. In the collector market, such coins are not sold casually. They move through major auction houses, heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers, and great collections, where authentication, certification, and competition drive the price to astronomical levels. The story of one remarkable 1981 D nickel tells it all. A collector found it in an unopened roll purchased decades earlier from a local bank. Upon grading, it received the rare ENSA 69 full steps designation, the only one known of its kind. When it went to auction, bidding was fierce. The final hammer price crossed $14 million, shocking the numismatic world. But it also reignited interest in searching through old rolls and collections, reminding everyone that treasures still hide in plain sight. The technical side of coin evaluation also plays a vital role. Collectors often use scales accurate to 1/100th of a gram to verify the weight, calipers to measure diameter, and microscopes to study the die state. In high magnification, the texture of the fields, the sharpness of the devices, and the presence of die polish lines all help determine authenticity and grade. Advanced collectors can even tell which die pair produced their coin by studying minute details, a level of knowledge that transforms numismatics into both science and art. In terms of condition, the highest quality coins exhibit mirror-like luster, free of contact marks, full definition on Jefferson's cheek and hair, and crisp edges on the lettering. The reverse should show every brick of Monticello and clearly separated steps. Any weakness here disqualifies it from the full steps designation. This is why the 1981 D full steps nickels are virtually non-existent. The Denver Mint that year experienced die wear issues, producing generally weak strikes, which makes a full steps example an anomaly, a miracle of minting precision. Collectors often debate whether such coins should be stored raw or graded. The answer is always grading. Professional encapsulation ensures both protection and market confidence. An ungraded coin, no matter how perfect, carries risk of authenticity concerns. But once sealed by PCGs or NGC, its details are locked, its serial number traceable, and its market value secure. Collectors seeking to build investment-grade portfolios always choose certified pieces, and the 1981 D nickel sits at the top of that pyramid, a modern masterpiece of American numismatics. For the average viewer holding a handful of nickels right now, it might sound unbelievable that one of these small coins could reach a price tag of $14 million. But remember, rarity drives everything. And rarity is not just about age, it is about condition, survival, and the extraordinary chain of luck that keeps a coin pristine for decades. Imagine how many 1981 nickels have been dropped, scratched or spent over the years, and then imagine one that avoided all of that, resting untouched, sealed in a bankroll, waiting quietly to rewrite numismatic history. That is the magic of collecting. That is what inspires millions of hobbyists and investors alike to keep searching. As the story of the 1981 D Jefferson Nickel unfolds, more collectors are realizing that rarity hides in the details. Sometimes the rarest coins are not those locked away in museums, but the ones that slipped through unnoticed, lying dormant in change jars and family drawers, waiting to be rediscovered for the collector. There is no greater thrill than uncovering a piece of history that everyone else overlooked. The 1981 D nickel embodies that thrill. It is a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold monumental value if preserved correctly. The journey of this nickel from mint to market tells us everything about how condition and patience create fortune. Many of these coins were minted under heavy production pressure, machines striking thousands per minute, dies wearing down, operators adjusting settings. This environment led to subtle imperfections in most coins. Yet in rare cases, a fresh die, perfectly aligned, produced a crisp, flawless strike. Those early strikes often ended up in mint sets or proof-like rolls, which were sometimes purchased by collectors and stored untouched. These rolls sat quietly for decades, and only now are they being reopened by a new generation of treasure hunters who understand the power of numismatics. Grading remains the most critical step. When a collector finds a promising example, it should be submitted immediately to PCGs or NGC. Both grading bodies use advanced microscopes and imaging to detect even microscopic flaws. Once a coin is graded and sealed, its value stabilizes, creating a verified market price. For investors, this is crucial, because certified coins are recognized worldwide, allowing easier resale through reputable dealers and auction houses. If you ever find a 1981 D nickel that looks flawless, bright and sharply struck, never rush to clean it. Never touch the surface. Instead, place it in a protective holder and have it evaluated professionally. That decision could turn a 5-cent coin into a fortune. Understanding the measurements of the coin also helps in identifying potential minting errors. The standard 1981 D nickel should weigh precisely 5 grams, but occasionally planchets intended for foreign coins or experimental strikes were used, producing slight variations in weight and thickness. A coin weighing noticeably less or more than 5 grams could indicate such an error. These anomalies are incredibly valuable. Collectors have documented wrong planchet strikes where the coin was made from a blank, meant for a foreign denomination, resulting in a slightly smaller diameter or lighter weight. Once verified, such a discovery can be worth more than gold. The passion for Jefferson Nickels has built one of the strongest collector communities in American numismatics. Forums, conventions, and grading competitions are dedicated to this series. At major coin shows, enthusiasts share their discoveries, compare strike qualities, and display their full steps examples under bright lights. The full steps designation remains the ultimate badge of honor, a symbol of precision, because achieving complete visibility of the Monticello steps means the coin survived the minting process in near-perfect form. For the 1981 D issue, that level of perfection is almost mythical, making every discovery headline-worthy. The numismatic world respects the discipline of those who chase perfection, not for greed, but for knowledge. Each rare coin teaches something about minting, metallurgy, and history. The 1981 D nickel, for instance, reflects America's technological transition. Machines improving, yet human oversight still playing a role. That blend of art and imperfection is what gives these coins their soul. Collectors do not just see metal. They see a story, a journey, a frozen moment in time. Each die crack, each doubling, each shine tells its own truth. And that truth, once preserved, becomes legacy for those who wish to sell. The pathway is clear but strategic. First, have your coin authenticated and graded by PCGs or NGC, once certified. Decide whether to sell through a major auction house or privately. Heritage auctions and Stack's Bowers are excellent for premium pieces because they reach global bidders. If your coin is exceptionally rare or has full steps designation, these houses will often feature it in their marquee events, drawing maximum attention and premium bids. If you choose to sell online, platforms like eBay or Great Collections can work well, but only if your coin is graded. Never list raw high-value coins because buyers will demand certification. Always provide the serial number from the grading slab, so bidders can verify authenticity directly from PCGs or NGC databases. Experienced sellers also understand timing. Coin markets fluctuate based on economic conditions and collector trends. When numismatic interest peaks, auctions can bring record-breaking prices, patience pays, and holding your coin until the right market moment can make a huge difference. Remember, these coins are not just commodities. They are historical artifacts. Once you sell, it leaves your collection forever. So decide carefully, and if possible, consult with professional numismatic advisors before making a move beyond financial worth. The 1981 Jefferson Nickel represents something deeper. It symbolizes the hidden potential in everyday life. A reminder that treasures exist where least expected. Maybe in a coin roll you never opened. Maybe in a jar of change from your parents. Every collector's story starts with curiosity, and curiosity leads to discovery. This is the magic that drives world rare coin, inspiring thousands to look closer, to question the ordinary, to realize that history is not only found in museums, but also in their own homes. So as you watch this, take a moment to check your own nickels. Look closely at the mint mark, the year, the strike quality, the luster, and the steps. Imagine the possibility that one of those small coins might hold a story waiting to be told, maybe even one worth $14 million. And if you ever find something that looks different, something that feels extraordinary, share it with the world. Because every discovery adds to the story of American numismatics. Every find reminds us that our coins are living history, not just money in the end. The 1981 Jefferson Nickel stands as proof that patience, knowledge, and passion can turn the smallest object into a monumental reward. It bridges generations of collectors, from those who began decades ago to the new ones inspired today. It shows that in the art of collecting, greatness hides in detail. So keep learning, keep searching, and keep believing that your next coin might be the one. This is World Rare Coin, reminding you that history lives in your hands, and that even a 5-cent piece can hold the power to change your life. If you enjoyed this story, like this video, comment below what coin you are searching for next, and subscribe to stay connected with the rarest treasures from around the world. Because the next Jefferson Nickel we explore will reveal an even greater secret waiting to be uncovered. The story of the 1994 Jefferson Nickel begins quietly, in a year that seemed ordinary for most Americans. Yet within the walls of the Philadelphia Mint, a handful of coins were struck with such perfection, such hidden mystery, that they would one day become the subject of fascination for collectors around the world. The 1994 nickel, though small, carries a story as vast as American coinage itself. Born from a year of transition, when minting technology was improving, yet still held on to the subtle human touches that make every coin unique for collectors. This nickel stands as a reminder that modern coins can hold secrets equal to the great rarities of the past, and that sometimes the most valuable discoveries are found not in ancient collections, but in recent history, as the presses thundered in Philadelphia, striking millions of nickels. A few extraordinary pieces emerged. Coins struck with dies so well prepared, so precisely aligned, that they achieved what numismatists call an exceptional full steps designation. Those tiny architectural details on the reverse, the Monticello steps, perfectly formed, each one distinct, showing no sign of wear or weakness, a level of sharpness that even the mint rarely achieves. These coins were not meant to stand out, yet they did over the years. A handful surfaced, carefully preserved, untouched by circulation, each revealing the extraordinary craftsmanship hidden beneath an ordinary surface. The 1994 Jefferson Nickel became a legend not through hype, but through the quiet voice of discovery, the voice that whispers to collectors, "Look closer, examine deeper." History rewards those who see what others overlook. Every detail of this coin matters. Its standard weight remains 5 grams. Its composition 75% copper, 25% nickel. Its thickness 1.95 millimeters, and its diameter 21.21 millimeters. The familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson facing left. The word liberty in his own script, the year 1994 engraved beside it, and the proud Monticello on the reverse. But within these familiar details lies something rare. In certain 1994 strikes, collectors have documented unusual doubling on Jefferson's eye and collar. and on the reverse, a faint but distinct doubling of the word Monticello. These subtle imperfections, known as double dies, turn an ordinary nickel into a treasure worth studying. Grading plays a crucial role in unlocking this value. When a 1994 P nickel is submitted to PCGs or NGC, its fate is determined under magnification. Experts examine every step of Monticello, every field, every detail of the luster. Coins that achieve MS68 or higher with full steps designation are nearly unmatched in rarity. Few examples exist in such condition, and when they appear at auction, bidding wars erupt. Because advanced collectors know, in the world of modern American coinage, pristine condition equals astronomical value. But what makes this coin so exceptional goes beyond its beauty. It lies in the precision of its minting. Some examples were struck on improperly prepared planchets or with slightly overpolished dies, creating mirrored surfaces more reminiscent of proof coins than regular circulation issues. These proof-like nickels, when confirmed and graded, become one of the most coveted modern errors in the entire Jefferson Nickel series. For those who dream of finding one, the path begins with knowledge. Search uncirculated rolls, estate collections, and mint sets from 1994. Study each coin carefully under good lighting. Pay attention to the steps of Monticello, the clarity of the portrait, the texture of the fields, and the placement of the P mint mark. If you find one with flawless luster, deep mirrors, or unusual doubling, you may be holding something extraordinary. Resist the urge to clean or handle it. Place it in a soft flip or holder, and submit it to PCGs or NGC for professional authentication. Once certified, your coin joins a global registry of documented rarities, its serial number recorded forever in numismatic history. Those who study coin grading understand how subtle distinctions determine life-changing differences in value. A coin graded Mensa 67 might sell for thousands, but a single grade higher can multiply that number dramatically. That's the delicate balance of the hobby, where precision and preservation turn curiosity into legacy. When collectors send their coins to PCGs or NGC, they aren't just verifying authenticity, they're cementing a place in history. Because these institutions preserve trust in the numismatic world. The 1994 P. Jefferson Nickel is known among experts for its rarity and pristine form. Circulation wear quickly erodes the details of the steps and lettering, and only a fraction survived untouched. That scarcity, combined with modern demand, fuels its immense market value. Some of the highest quality examples have reached values approaching $17 million, not only because of rarity, but because of the symbolic beauty of a modern coin achieving legendary status. It proves that greatness doesn't always come from age, but from perfection, beyond its physical attributes. The 1994 P nickel teaches collectors the importance of patience, observation, and respect for preservation. It's a coin that connects generations, reminding new collectors that treasures still exist within reach. Numismatics is not just about money. It's about history, craft, and passion. Those who dedicate themselves to understanding coins learn to read them like stories. Every line, every mark, every shine tells of the moment it was born, and the hands that protected it. For those ready to sell, the best approach is methodical. First, authenticate through PCGs or NGC. Then consider professional auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These platforms bring together serious buyers who understand the true worth of graded coins. For slightly lower value examples, certified listings on eBay or Great Collections can yield excellent results. But transparency is key. Include the grading serial number, high-resolution images, and certification details. That builds confidence and maximizes price. Timing also matters. Watch numismatic market trends. When collector demand for modern mint errors or high-grade examples spikes, prices surge. Some sellers hold their coins until major conventions like the Anna World's Fair of Money, where publicity drives value higher. Others prefer to sell privately through reputable dealers who handle elite collections. The strategy depends on your comfort, but always protect your coin until the transaction is finalized. The emotional power of this nickel lies in its paradox. It's small, common in form, yet among the rarest in perfection. It reminds every collector that value hides in patience, in knowledge, in the act of looking deeper. Maybe right now, someone watching this video will check their coin jar, pull out a 1994p nickel, and notice the full steps shining back. The possibility alone fuels excitement across the numismatic community, because history loves those who dare to look. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions that year, yet just a few stand apart, destined for legend. Their journey from mint floor to modern auction halls mirrors the story of American determination itself. From humble beginnings to remarkable success, and as collectors chase these nickels, they aren't just hunting metal. They're preserving culture one coin at a time. To every viewer of World Rare Coin, remember this: the next time you hold a nickel, treat it with respect. Look closer, because what seems ordinary may be extraordinary. If you love stories like this, filled with real numismatic secrets, subscribe now, hit the like button, comment what coin you are searching for, and share this story with every collector you know, because the next video might reveal a discovery even more astonishing than the 1994p Jefferson Nickel. Together we explore, together we learn, and together we keep the spirit of American coin collecting alive. This is World Rare Coin, reminding you that hidden fortune may be resting in your hands right now, waiting to be found, waiting to be told. Every coin has a heartbeat. Every nickel carries a story. From the 1973 Jefferson nickel that whispered its secret fortune, to the 1981 D that revealed how patience and perfection create unimaginable value, to the 1994 P that proved modern coins can become legends, each one reminds us that history lives in our hands, that the smallest things can change our lives. In every shine of metal there is time, in every curve. There is art, in every mark. There is mystery. These coins are not just currency. They are fragments of the American story, each one struck with purpose, carried through generations, hidden, found, and reborn. Through collectors like you, the legacy continues. When you watch World Rare Coin, you are not just seeing coins, you are stepping into history, walking with the dreamers, the seekers, the explorers who look beyond the surface, who know that every detail matters, that one coin, one moment, one discovery can spark the thrill of a lifetime. So if your heart beats faster when you hear the sound of a coin dropping, if you feel the excitement when you open an old roll, if you believe that your next find could rewrite your story, then you are already part of our family. This world of collectors is built on curiosity, on wonder, on the belief that hidden treasures still exist, waiting for someone brave enough to look. Together we learn, together we explore, together we uncover the past that hides in plain sight. Every episode, every story, every discovery is a step closer to revealing the next great American treasure, the next rare coin, the next unforgettable legend. So like this video, comment your favorite discovery, share your own coin stories, and most importantly, subscribe to World Rare Coin, because the next chapter is already waiting. Somewhere in the shimmer of a forgotten dime, the weight of a worn quarter, the sound of a nickel turning in your palm. This is World Rare Coin, where history never fades, where value meets mystery, where collectors become storytellers, and where every coin has a voice. Listen closely, because the next one might just be calling your name.